Welcome to Free Flow Friday, powered by the Property Profits Real Estate Podcast. I'm Dave Dubeau, and I'm very excited to give you an over-the-shoulder learning experience around raising capital, as well as other tips, tricks, and strategies to help you on your real estate investing journey. So let's start. Let's discover together. Hey again, it's Dave Dubeau with another raising capital concept for you today. And what we're going to talk about is the idea of attracting investors to us instead of chasing after them, because this is a big problem I see a lot of new capital raisers suffering from, and even some older, more experienced capital raisers as well, is that they're picking up the phone, dialing for dollars, they're networking, they're schmoozing, they're doing all this old school, old-fashioned, salesy type grunt work when it comes to raising capital. They're chasing after the capital. It's kind of like the movie The Wolf of Wall Street, where you see DiCaprio on the phone just, grinding through phone calls, and that's what his team's all about. And it's all about, getting people convinced over the phone to invest in their shady deals. Well, you don't want to do that. You don't have to do that either. In fact, there's a way to actually attract people to you, people who are already pre-educated, pre-motivated, predisposed, and pre-qualified to invest with you. And I tell you what, that conversation is a complete 180 from you chasing after somebody. If you've ever had any experience in sales, you know this to be the case. I remember one of my several businesses that I've owned and operated over the years. I had a small advertising business, and I got into that. And the guy that got me involved said, "Hey, these things are so great. These ads are so great. They'll sell themselves." That was a big fit. And I remember looking at what all of the other advertising sales guys were doing, salespeople were doing, and they were basically going and cold calling, knocking on businesses and pitching their advertising. So I thought, okay, well, that's what you have to do. So I tried doing that. And I tell you what, I sucked at that. I really sucked at it. And I can remember vividly one day, I'd just been turned down by a number of business owners, because here's what would happen. I'd go walk into the business, they'd look up, they'd have a smile on their face, they'd be happy because they thought I was a potential customer. And then that look of happiness would quickly turn to dismay when they realized that I was just another salesperson trying to sell them something. All right. And that was tough. That was a tough slog. And then I got a brilliant idea at a moment of clarity. And I said, why don't I do something to get these people to come to me? So with that business, I put on a series of little, what I call business builder workshops. And we promoted this to local business owners, and myself and a couple of other non-competing business guys got together, and we did a presentation, and we provided value. And then at the end of my presentation, I made an offer for my advertising. And then guess what happened? Instead of me chasing after people, I got people coming up to me with their credit cards in hand saying, yes, I want one of your ads. That was such a big shift for me as well. So fast forward a few years, I magically forgot all about that when I first started raising capital. And I tried doing it the old way. So I tried dialing for dollars. I tried networking and schmoozing and turning every conversation into a real estate conversation. I tried spamming everybody I knew about my deals. All of that failed. All of that failed miserably for me. And I remember I had a really good deal on the go. I had to collapse that deal. I wasn't able to close on it because I'd done all this supposedly stuff that you're supposed to. And then that's when I stood back after the fog went away in my mind and I got over my hurt feelings for getting rejected and all that stuff. I went back and I said, Dave, what are you doing? If there's one thing that you're good at, it's marketing. Why don't you apply marketing to attracting investors and raising capital instead of chasing after them? So that's exactly what I did. That's how I came up with this whole 5-step money partner formula. But the big idea I want you to understand is that, yes, it is completely possible. You can attract people to you. And the way to do that is through specifically targeting exactly who you want to focus on, and then doing constant, consistent communication, marketing, and getting people to put up their hand and say, hey, you know what? I'm interested. Tell me more. Because when they do that, then you're not having to sell them. You're not having to pitch them. You're having what I call a nice, pleasant, grown-up conversation where you're showing them your deal and you're seeing if they're in or they're out. You're allowing them to make an educated decision. So here's the big idea. Stop, if you're doing this right now, stop chasing after the money and let's start focusing on how to attract investors and their capital instead. I'm proof in the pudding it can be done. I've worked with, at this point, hundreds and hundreds of real estate investors across North America and now into Australia and the UK as well. If it works for them, it'll work for you as well. And if you're interested in finding out more about this whole concept of attracting people instead of chasing after them, if you'd like to attract investors and their capital, then join me at one of my upcoming one-day virtual workshops. You can find out all about that and grab a ticket at investorattractionworkshop.com or check on the link that might be up there or might be up there. I'm not sure which way it's going to show up. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Well, hey there. Thanks for tuning into the Property Profits podcast. If you like this episode, that's great. Please go ahead and subscribe on iTunes. Give us a good review. That'd be awesome. I appreciate that. And if you're looking to attract investors and raise capital for your deals, then I'm going to invite you to get a complimentary copy of my newest book, right back there. There it is. The Money Partner Formula. You can get a PDF version at investorattractionbook.com. Again, investorattractionbook.com. Take care.